LSD may help ease anxiety without long-term side effects. New study from the biopharmaceutical company MindMed.
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 Mind medicine or MindMed.
Some of the latest research that is using the psychedelic drug LSD for generalized anxiety disorder. It now shows the correct dose and is moving into the next trial phase, including right here in Cleveland.
The latest findings, just published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, showed 50% of participants went into remission 12 weeks after a single dose.
And we were one of about 20 sites that was enrolling patients for the trial. So we enrolled patients for this. They were treated with a single dose of either LSD or placebo. And there were a variety of LSD doses. So it could be 25, 50, 100, or 200 micrograms. And 100 micrograms is similar to what people typically use when they use in non-medical settings. The study found that 12 weeks after receiving a 100 microgram dose, about half of people were in remission from their generalized anxiety disorder, so that they no longer met criteria for generalized anxiety disorder. So it was pretty impressive findings. But when you compare it to studies of things like SSRIs, like Prozac, benzodiazepines like Xanax, it looks like the LSD worked twice as well.
I think that the biggest takeaway is that these results suggest that an intervention that is delivered on a single day can have long-lasting benefits for patients with a condition that affects about 10% of the general population.
Now, MindMed, the company behind the study, wants to see if those effects can last even longer.
We really need to see a long durability of effect. So the phase 3 trials are going to follow patients for a year. They can get multiple doses if they need it. So they'll really give us information on how long the benefits last in those that do respond and how often people need retreatment, because we don't think this is a one and done treatment.
Lower doses had no significant effect, but Feifel says the 2 higher doses, which pretty much guaranteed a psychedelic experience, made a big difference.
By the next day, the drug for all intents and purposes was out of their system, and yet the patient's average anxiety was greatly reduced.
Feifel says seeing a drug work so quickly was remarkable.
The other remarkable thing about it was those improvements held out all the way to the end of the study, which was 12 weeks.
We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bring an entirely new class of drugs to market that we know have compelling signs of efficacy and are reasonably well tolerated and safe.
It's extraordinarily rare to have a novel chemical entity that has no regulatory history with the FDA or other regulatory bodies, that's been in millions of people and has a really clean side effect profile and a very well described side effect profile and no real toxicity outside of its primary effects.
I guess one important question is when it comes to psychedelics is the length of treatment session. You know, how long is the monitoring session for the phase 3 studies?
At phase 3, we keep patients in observation for 8 hours after administration. And think of it as a day. Patients come in the morning, they take the drug, they leave in the afternoon or evening. We start monitoring patients to be eligible to leave at hour 5. And so we have a structured, pre-specified checklist that we use to determine whether a patient would be safe to leave the clinic based on those criteria. And so we're just building a body of evidence to support a data-driven discussion around what is the appropriate length for an individual on average, at the low end, at the high end, all these sort of characteristics which would be useful to inform its use in the real world. I know we're going to get LSD approved. It's a matter of putting our heads down, charging forward, and doing this the right way. What's going to follow behind that is an entire flood of new innovations in the treatment of mental health. And we're very excited to be here to deliver on that mission.